Stacy, how are you? I'm just getting started. Don't mind my mess. My house is wrecked. I really need to clean. You want to do? There's only one person right now. You want to wait until there's more people? Okay, we're going to be demonstrating snap tabs tonight.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello guys, welcome back to another Starfish design. What are we doing?
We're doing snap tabs.
We're doing snap tabs designs and blah blah blah. My mom's gonna do it, and if you're wondering how old she is, she's 50.
Hi Vicky, hi Sheila.
Hi Vicky, hi Sheila.
And you wouldn't believe, I don't use this stupid aw anymore. I couldn't find an ah. I probably have 5 ahs, and I couldn't find a single ah, and I can't show you how to do it without the ah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to try and save this later. So before we start, my mess here. Sorry, I was testing some designs because it gets obsessed. I get obsessed with it, and I have to do it right away. Okay, so I have my rivets in here, so let me take that out real quick. If you get a lot of dies, I just wanted to show you guys this cute container that I got. So when I bought my professional pliers from CamSnap, I got, she had a special going, and I got the professional, and I think 4 or 5 dies for a special price. It wasn't cheap, but none of this stuff in embroidery is cheap. So I got the rivet die, the grommet, and supplies for each. The size 16 open ring. I don't remember what just this one is. It's missing. And the snap removal tool, which is really handy. I should actually take that out so I can show you guys how to do it. That little snap removal tool is really handy. I'm going to pull that out. So this is a little container that I got from one of the big box craft stores with a 40% or 50% off coupon, I'm sure, or when they were on sale. You know how it is when things are on sale at Joann's for 40% or 50% off. That's like real price. So they don't come open unless you push this little purple thing. So it's a handy little thing, and you can actually get a container to store multiple ones. I just put this on my little cart when I remember. And for storage of my snaps, and I have way too many, I really had major plans of doing major craft fairs and everything until I got into digitizing. So I'm probably going to destash some of my snaps sometime soon. But I like these containers. I got them from the Container Store, and I think it was $20 or $25. They're actually for 4x6 photos. But what I did is I take the label that CamSnaps has on it, and I use it, I tape it inside here, and then I put all my fixings in here. I usually keep them in the bags, but you don't have to. And the reason why I have too many, the first time that I ordered, I attempted to order a whole bunch of different colors. I had a shopping cart snafu, and I did not catch it because I was ordering so many, and I ended up double, and I think one of them even triple ordering something. I think what I had done is put everything in my shopping cart, like a whole bunch of them in my shopping cart. Then when I logged in, I went to my shopping cart and there was nothing there, so I put it in again, and somehow the caching, it pulled it all up. So anyway, that's why I have so many. I wouldn't normally buy this many. These are cute little ones that I got with the samples just the other day. So I started out, and I'm going to start demonstrating. I actually have a snap tab I just done ready for you. I started out with this guy. We all know this one. This is the regular plier. You can get it not just on CamSnap. I think this is the same thing that they sell on Amazon in a kit. Actually, I may have got this one from Amazon. I honestly don't remember if I got this one from CamSnaps or Amazon. I may have gotten this one from Amazon before I discovered CamSnaps. It doesn't have... No, it's got camsnaps.com on it. I ordered it from there. Okay, anyway, I digress. So this one is the one that I'm sure most people are using, and I do not have success with. I finally played, and got it. So I'm going to show you this one first. There is a trick to getting a successful snap. And I have a whole bunch of different materials here. And I hope it'll show in the camera. It may not. I forgot. I had a piece of that Dimples. Oh yeah, here it is. So not all vinyl is created equal. Now this is the My Punk. Darn it! Why do I never want to remember the name of this? The sand one. Is it sandstone? Look how thin that is. It's really thin. Then if you look at this one, look how thick it is. And I hope you can see that in the camera. The comparison. So you can't just assume that the same snap is going to work for all of your snaps. I don't have a sample here, and I was trying to find it, but I ran out of time. The the marine vinyl, and then the one glitter marine vinyl from My Punk, that combination, and you guys have probably seen my sample picture that I post on all the groups when people are asking. The difference in thickness is just astounding when you look at it. So you can actually, yeah, you can see the difference there with that black. So this is chalkboard vinyl. I get this from Joann. I'm not sure if it's still available. The rumor is they were gonna discontinue it, so I actually went and bought out all of it from 2 different stores. But I love this for the back of my snap tops. For one thing, you can see in the camera it's a matte finish. It is not sticky at all. When you compare this, look at that shiny thing. It's so sticky. It sticks to itself. This does not. It just rubs right across. So it doesn't get stuck on your machine bed and get all that messy stitching that you see on your machine bed. When you look at the back of a snap tab and it's all messy, I would say 99% of the time it's not the digitizer's issue. It's the machine. And I wish I had my machine where I could show you closer. It drags. It just drags. There's just no way around it. So the tricks to handling this is to layer either tissue paper or tearaway underneath it, and it'll eliminate the drag. I haven't tried it, but I've read tips that you take one of those plastic hair elastics, hair pretties, in I'm sorry, not plastic, whatever they are, the elastic ones, and put it on the corner of your hoop on the bottom, and it'll lift it just enough to take that drag away. We don't have as much of an issue with the 6 needle machines every once in a while, but most of the time there's not a lot of drag on those because the space is so small. Anyway, so these are various vinyls. This is cheap marine vinyl from Joann's. You see that it's a little bit thicker than some of the others. This is the silver marine vinyl from My Punk, and it's really hard. I can't zoom in much, but you can see the thickness difference. This silver, which sews like a dream, is slightly thicker than the marine vinyl from Joann's. And then I got a sample of this. Look how thick that is. So if you're using that and this, let's put this together. I'm going to put a piece of cutaway in here because we're going to pretend we're doing a dense stitch, right? And so we have a piece of marine vinyl. We have a piece of that. And let's pull this out. And now let's get our piece of our tearaway and our chalkboard vinyl and our pretty glitter. Alright, let's see if I can hold both of these up at the same time. Alright. I think you can see the difference. And you really need to use cutaway when you're doing a dense design. If you're doing dense, heavy satin stitching or something, you need cutaway in there. Oh, you definitely can see the difference in that. You see that? See how much thicker that is? So when you're trying to get a snap in there, there's just no way the the short snaps are going to hold in this thickness of a material. When you get one this thick, you need to use the long snap tabs. Now, I've read lots and lots of people in all the different groups that say they use this short for everything and they have no problem, and I'm happy for them. But that's not been my experience. So, lesson 1, focus on whatever materials you are. If you're going to use this one, you're probably going to need a long snap. If you're using this, you're going to be able to use a short snap or a regular snap. So I actually happen to have, what did I do with it? I purposely used double glitter vinyl on this just for you to show the demonstration so you can see how thick this is. I just stitched this up. I digitized this a couple days ago, but I hadn't tested it out. And that was my first test out. I'm actually pretty pleased with it. Keep an eye out. I'm going to be putting this on a freebie for a few days, sometime this week. So this is doubled glitter vinyl, and this one is about the same thickness as the. Don't quote me. You guys can go look at Amy's descriptions on my pink. I can't remember if the glitter vinyl is marine vinyl too or not, but it's probably about the same thickness as. Oh, this is Joann stuff. Okay, I'm going to admit, if I'm testing something, I'll use the cheap Joann stuff, but I don't usually use that except for the chalkboard vinyl. But it's about the same thickness. Did I mention how beautiful this is? I made a whole bunch of police badges for my best friend's hubby. He's a lieutenant, and to give to his people last year for Christmas, and it just stitched so beautifully. Okay, so I'm going to show you the way to do this. Shan, I don't know, you would have to compare them. The packages say it, and I will show you, hold them up for you and see the difference. This is, so this is 2 layers, and then we're going to be flipping it over and doing it. Now, normally, I would use my hole press. Since I discovered the hole press, or the hole punch, huge difference, made a huge difference in my world. This really eliminates a lot of the material in there, and it works so much better. But we're going to pretend we're brand new and we're frustrated because we can't get our snaps to stay connected. So I forgot to add the placement holders on here. So what I do, if there's no placement holders, I just fold it in half, and you can put your, I don't have one handy. Of course I forgot to bring hardware. You can put your little lobster clasp in there to make sure you have enough room, but I know that I make my snaps long enough. This one's actually a little short, but I try to make them almost 2 inches. So I'm going to eyeball it, and I'm going to put my on here in the center, and I'm going to poke it through all the way because I don't want my snaps to be off kilter. So, and it still looks off kilter in the back. I don't know, I must have twisted it. But anyway, so there, I've marked it. Now, a lot of the designs, you're going to have the placement, so it's already marked. But can you see already? You can barely see that hole. Let me see. I'm catching up here. You see that hole? If you only do this and you try to put your snap through, you know what? I'm going to do it because it's likely not going to work. And, oh, those are longs. What did I do with the regulars? It's probably not going to work, and then I can demonstrate how to use that hole removal tool for you. And interestingly enough, I seem to only have issues with the socket breaking, not the stud. I don't know why. That's always been the case for me. I don't want to use blue, but I'm going to use blue because we're going to remove it. So if this is all we do right now, and now watch, it's going to make a liar out of me, and it's going to work. And we put this in here. We made our little hole, and I can't even get it in there. See? I can't demonstrate the bad way for you. If you try to do this right now and you put your thing in there, you might get it closed. It's most likely going to break away from you. So I can't even show you the bad way to do it. So this is the good way to do it. So you made your hole, get your awl, and twist it. You see how at the end it's much more narrow than the shaft? Get it in here and twist it. Back and forth in there. And then you'll see what happens. This is stretchy, right? The vinyl is stretchy, so the heat you're making in there, and now you see that hole is so much bigger. And where's this hole here? Same thing here. Stretch it. It takes a few seconds, but do it. Don't just put one little hole. Just stretch it around there. You want to be able to see through that hole really well. So that's tip 1. All right, now let's try and put this in there. I'm going to stick with the blue because we're going to use the removal tool. There, now you see, I can see it. See how much difference that made? I didn't even have to push. So here's tip 2, and I don't even have this lined up right. Take your finger, and I use my thumbnail, and push the vinyl into the cap. Push it in there, because there's a little bit of a void in these caps. And you can get the material to be in there so it's out of your way. Our goal is going to be to smash this little nib down. So the farther we can get that nib up through the hole, the more material it's going to smash into the socket or stud. There you go. And again, I'm going to use the old one. So I'm very anal, and I always have to have my socket on the bottom. Don't ask me why. Just socket on the bottom, stud on the top. And can you see how much space is available there? And I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments, so bear with me. Okay, so now we're going to put this in there. And again, we're using the standard, the lowest priced one. Now place it inside it's going to rest inside that little receiving thing. Push down as hard as you can, and I have to really push on this one. I'm pushing hard. This old-fashioned one, it does it. Now you see, I gotta take my glasses off to see. It got a little bit off kilter, but actually I got a pretty good pancake there. And what you want to see is that the little nib gets smashed down and it spreads out. It got a little off kilter, but that's fine. But I don't just do one. I go in and I do. So I did the first one, I rotate it and do it again. And that will smooth it out and make it, give you extra assurance. And I don't know, hopefully you can see, it's all smashed in there. Let me catch up and make sure you guys are seeing it. Yep, you can see it. That is a good snap. That's what you want to see. Okay, I'm going to use white on the other side because, I only have the long whites. I guess I'm using blue. Okay, so again, this vinyl has started to come back together, so I want to get back in there and make sure it's spread apart. There we go. I just do that cap. Okay, I'm going to put the cap. Now this is the second way you can do it. I read this tip, and I'm so used to using my fingers, I'm automatically doing it. Wrong kind of pen. Where's it at? I had one of those pens. You guys, if I was more organized, my life would be so much better. Here it is. Okay. You need one of these kind of pens. Oh, I can't get it out. Sorry. I thought I could get this kind out. You need one of the pens, like a big pen, that you can take this out. And I had one that I had already done with somewhere. Oh, you know what? I think this does come apart. I used one of these before. Somehow this comes apart. Anyway, I'm not getting it right now. I'm not wasting your time. A big pen will work. You pull this out, and then you have that opening, and you push down, and that opening will push the vinyl into the cap. Same thing. And it does work. I tried it. I tested it once. And I should have that in my work supplies here, but it's not. So I'm doing it the hard way, and I'm pushing with my fingers. And the reason why you want to do that is because your fingernails will just get broken so badly from doing this. Okay, so there we go. It's in there good. So I'm going to go ahead and get my stud. Male, female. It's okay. And again, you want to put it, both your caps are on the same side. So there's our stud. Gotta find the right old ones. Oh, I don't even want to use these because they need oiled and they're making that horrible sound. Okay. Oh, that sound is horrible. Okay, push. And again, I have to push really hard. And that one, like, to press all the way inside. I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, no, it didn't. See? Exactly, that's just what happened. The tip broke. And this is what happens in your daily life. So I didn't have it pushed in there enough. And that tip smashed down and there was no going. And if you didn't realize that and you walked away and you snap it together and then you go to open it and it doesn't work, that's exactly why. That nib did not get spread out like a pancake. So let's try this again. And I'm using, again, we're using this K2 one. That requires a lot of effort. Push it. And I think when they're brand new, they don't require as much effort. Okay, there we go. Now it's smashed down. And it should be good to go. And we'll test it. This is how much work you have to do with these shorter caps when you're trying to get these to work with this thicker marine vinyl. So I'm going to go ahead and snap it. And before I do craft fairs, I test 3 times every time. And it broke. So there's just, you guys saw how smashed down it was, and it still wasn't enough because this is just so thick. If we had done that same thing using the chalkboard vinyl and the other thing, it would have worked no problem. Okay, so because that broke, now we can demonstrate the cap removal tool. If I didn't lose everything here. Now, if I'll do a sample for you with the thinner materials here and show you how that works. But let me get my pliers here and put the snap removal tool in. And there are other ways to do this. You don't have to buy this expensive thing. You can get the clippers, like toenail clippers, and just start breaking away on the edging. But I was able to pick out whichever snaps I wanted or dies I wanted with that kit, that special. And so I went ahead and bought this. I hope I got the right die because I just got myself all mixed up. And Shonda, I'm not sure, I have not followed up with Joann's, but when I went in a couple months ago, the lady checked the inventory and she said that was correct. They were not ordering more in the warehouse. So she was pretty surprised too. Okay, so let's see if I can remember how to do this. You put it, and you see this is facing up. So you put the cap in there, and I'm going to set it down so I can do it. And then you just push through, and it creates a hole, and it breaks out that little nub. That's how that works. If you do a lot of snaps and frustrated, it's well worth it to buy this die. Very easy to do. Much easier than the alternative. Okay, now that we know this doesn't work, now we can demonstrate using the longs. Okay. Let me get them ready. And then if I would have been smarter, I would have had all this ready to go. But I'll show you a little teaser and we're all done what I was working on. All right. So, I'm still going to use the same old pliers because they're the cheapest ones. We still have our little holes in there. But now look how much taller the long is over the blue or the short. You see that? Let me get a little bit closer. I think you can see. Yeah, that's good. They're just, I think somebody in the comments up above said how much longer. 0.25 bigger than the regular one. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and put our back in here. And again, I'm going to press the vinyl into it. But even here, you can already see it sticking up above the socket, whereas this one's not. So it's going to spread out, and it's going to give us much better coverage. Make sure it's in there even. And I'm going to rotate it. And now look how much more smashed up that is. It fills the space so much more. Oh, a staple remover. I haven't tried that one. You'll have to do a demonstration for us, Tina. Okay, now let's put our socket in there. And there are times, even me, as frugal as I am, that I will use the more expensive vinyl on the back of my snap tabs instead of the chalkboard. One example is the quarter keepers, either my version or whoever else's version. I find that they need the weight of the heavier material to support it, and yeah, you can see it's all smashed in there. So we should anticipate that we can snap this closed and it's not going to break on us. Snap. And notice how much thicker it is inside too. That's one thing. And when you have really thin materials and you use this long one, it's hard to describe, but it's a little bit awkward having that extra thickness in there. There we go. And I always do 3 times just to make sure. So there's the longs. Now, just to show you that we can get the, where's my chalkboard vinyl? Ah. Okay, I'm going to use this. Oh, it would have been really smart to bring some scissors. Hey, Grayson, do you know where those scissors are at? Or are there some scissors sitting there? Mommy was a dingbat and didn't bring any scissors with me. Okay, anyway, we'll just wing it here. So now we're going to go ahead and pretend that we have the chalkboard vinyl and the tearaway. And I'm going to go ahead and show you using the hole punch. Well, let's go back and do it the other way first. Sorry. So I should have stapled this together. I'm going to go ahead and put my hole in here. Turn it from the wrong side. I'm going to put my hole in. And we're going to spread it around. Spread it around. Get it really out. I'm going to put the cap in here. You see, this is the chalkboard vinyl and the glitter vinyl. I'm still going to press inside there. And we're going to put this little socket in there. And here's the old pliers. Still using those. And again, we're going to press as hard as we can, rotate it, and press it again. All right? All right, now let's make a place to snap to. Now, if you were using the cutaway is thicker than this, you might run into the same issue, where you need the long. All right. Press, press, press. Oh, I went out of camera view. I'm sorry. Press, press, press. Put it in there. Push, push, push. You got your pen, empty pen barrel. You're going to put that in there and push it. It's hard to see in this camera, but the material is really pushed in there. Press. Oh, this thing is so hard to press. I really have to press it. Okay, and they both have a good pancake. So now we should be able to anticipate. We should be able to snap these together, and they should not tear apart. In doing this method, I would say I had at least 5 to 10% failure, even doing everything I'm doing here. But see, that worked. So, we're on a budget. This is all we can afford. We got our awe. We got our old-fashioned pliers. That's why we do it. So, now let's move this guy out of the way. Or actually, we'll keep this guy. Let's get rid of the awe. We still have our old-fashioned pliers. But this time, we've gone to one of those big box craft stores or Harbor Freight and used our coupon and got us a hole punch. Now, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a hole. And you can see how much material that took away from our snap tab. And it'll, over here, it'll come forward when I push the cap in. All right, again, we're going to go back and we're going to use the regular ones. We're not getting the longs out yet. We're still working with our chalkboard vinyl and our glitter vinyl. Because if we're using 2 layers of glitter vinyl, we're going to do what? We're going to get the longs. We can try using the longs without, with the hole punch and see if that made much of a difference. All right, we're going to press, and rotate and press again. And it honestly doesn't do much better of job of pancaking. The difference is you don't have to smash your fingernails up trying to press the material into the cap. Oh, need another cap. All right, there we go. And see the material pushes, pull that out of the way. Put that in there. Oh, I might have worked myself out too far away. That was smart, Kimberly. Okay, I've got to get it in there. I got to fold my vinyl up again. There we go. Press, rotate, press. All right, and check, and it has pancaked. And then we're going to try and snap it together, and it snapped. And it broke. So, like I said, even using the hole punch, I didn't smash it in. 5 to 10% failure. It's very frustrating. Okay. Moving on. So, now we're going to, and I honestly don't know what the difference is in the engineering of this. But this one works so much better. It's much more heavy. And you can see the clearance. Now, the only reason I keep this is because when I'm doing pockets of something like the sanitizers, see how much thicker this is? It's hard to get that into the pockets, so I keep this for that reason. But you have that failure rate. Even me, look at that. After all the stuff I went through, and it still failed on us. Okay, so now we're going to do it, and we're going to use this bad boy. In my opinion, well, now that I bought this other one, you kind of need both because you need to be able to get into tight spaces. I really think this is worth the money if you're making a lot of snap tabs. It's very much worth the money. Grayson would like to know how many people.
17.
We have 17 people. Hey, Tammy, we are just demonstrating snap tabs. Grayson, please go. Sorry. This is what happens when you have a kid and you're a single parent and I don't have a spouse or mate to come and take care of him and keep him occupied. Please move. Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Huh? Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, this is the iPad display is a little delayed. Okay, go. Okay. Sorry, guys. Who has one of these? Okay, I'm going to hole punch. And, okay, so a hole punch. We're still working with our short ones here. Our regular. And we're working with our marine, vinyl, and chalkboard. Because, say it with me again, if we're using 2 layers of marine vinyl or glitter vinyl that's thick, we're going to get the longs. We're going to invest in those longs. I don't know what the price difference is. I honestly don't remember. But, so go ahead and press it into the press it into there. Let's get our little snap, our socket. Okay, put it in and press. And I barely have to press on this one. And even the pancaking is different on it, but I can't, now watch, I'm probably going to say this and then it's going to fail on me. I can't remember having that many failures with this one. And I didn't rotate it. I do usually still rotate it when I do this. Oops, I messed up my vinyl shifted. Sorry, my iPad just fell on me. I need to redo my hole because I messed it up there. Alright. So, there. Now we're onto the stud. Put it in here. Press, and I do usually rotate and press again. This one doesn't take a lot of effort to press, so it's not a big deal. Okay, let me show you the pancaking. And again, I don't know why it is, what this one is different, but can you see that? It doesn't flatten it into a little spirally. It flattens it and it stays rounded on top. I'm not sure what the difference is between these dies, but it's like, okay, whatever. So then we're going to go ahead and snap that together. And you hear that snap, and then let's see if we can unsnap it without it breaking. Again, test 3 times for every time. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now let's show you how to use... Grayson, what are you doing? Please don't do that. Let's go ahead and demonstrate with the new guy.
Where's the Sour Patch Kids?
I don't know, Grayson, go. He's looking for candy. I have no idea where I put his candy. Okay. I'm going to use this here.
If you're wondering, she's my mother.
Please go.
She's my babysitter.
Go. I'm going to use this thick stuff here. And I'm going to use cutaway. And I'm going to use marine vinyl. There we go. We have our thick package. And I'm going to do, try and do one of each. I really wish I knew what I do with my scissors. Okay, I don't know if I have enough width here to do 2. So we'll try both ways with the table press. We're going to try the short, regular snaps, and we're going to try the long ones. And let's see what happens. Okay, so again, we're going to make a hole with our hole punch. Because we've invested in one of these because the 15 bucks we have found to be valuable. Okay, I'm going to get my regular. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And press it down. No effort at all. You really, it's pretty astonishing. Now I'm off kilter. There we go. Did I leave enough room? So the press that you're using makes a big difference. I have what I call, I don't even know where it's at, a table press, and I've not been able to get mine to work since I got it. It was very disappointing. I gave up trying to get any resolution with it. It's just a brick now. I'm actually going to try and swap out the dies now that I have the quick change dies and see if I had to buy the adapter. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. Again, this one doesn't require hardly any pressing at all. And you can see it's smashed down. And again, same thing, the little thing is rounded over. All right, let's fold it and see if it works. Not bad. This is our thick sample, remember? And it's working. So something about the machining of these and how much force you're getting makes a difference. So we could get away with using, as thick as that is, the regulars. But I'm going to go ahead and do the long as well, because we said we're going to do the long as well. And is this not opening for me? And I'm sorry my voice is still messed up. I'm on week 6 now of this crud, and I'm really about done with it. Pamela. The new one, this one here, is the new one from Key Snaps. It's the professional table flat. I don't remember what the verbiage is, but it's the professional. No, it's the professional something or another. I'll put a link later. But it's not cheap, but oh, it's nice. It's very nice. I got it with the key fobs. If you saw my demonstration on the key fobs.
Hold on. We're also
Please. No, Grayson, please.
We're also selling free candy. It's a lot.
All right. Press. Sorry about that, guys. And I don't think it really looks much different, but I'm going to hold it up for you guys to see anyway. So, I can't really tell. I think the socket, you can see that the white spread out a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. So, there's various ways to do this. And because I need to do a key fob, I'm going to go ahead and show you that too. Before I switch out the dies, does anybody have any questions, or do you want me to show you anything else on the various pliers? So your tools of the trade, if you can only afford the awl and the regular pliers, get that awl in there and spread it around, and then push the vinyl into your cap. And remember, you're using thicker vinyl. With this one, you need the long caps because we demonstrated it. Other people have got it, said they get it to work. I haven't. Why waste money? I don't think the longs are that much more expensive. You want to upgrade this, make your life a little bit easier, and get the hole punch. I use the hole punch always, regardless of which one I'm using. Next level up of cost is the professional pliers. These take a little bit more effort, but not extensive. They are more expensive. You still use the hole punch, but you don't really have to press the cap, the vinyl into the cap as much as that. And then this is the equivalent of those, but it's the table, the flat press. And I'm actually going to take this to my carpenter this weekend, and he's going to make me I'm going to have him make me a stand for it with a little hollow, so when I'm swapping out dies, I have somewhere to put in. He's masterful. He figures out so many things. I just love it. He did our little library for us. Okay, so I'm going to take this out, and there is a little screw that you can screw in and keep that tight. I don't usually do it unless I'm doing production line work with doing a lot of snaps. I'm putting in the key fob, and keep an eye out because I am going to be doing a giveaway for these key fob dies. So I believe the key fob die only works with the professional or this table press or the big table press. But it's pretty cool. It works. And I already did a demo on this the other night, but so let me show you the sneak teaser here. Somebody said it'd be really cool if you could make one of those key fobs that I can hang on to my belt loop for my cell phone. I'm like, okay, no problem. I got it. Got you covered. So today I worked on testing out 3 different versions. And because of that, you guys get to see how this key fob thing works again. So, This is, I can't show you the demonstration because my son can't find our old phone. And of course, I'm using my phone. So this one here is for the iPhone, the large iPhone. This is online. And I was so excited that my big sewing machine was able to go over this. I'm sorry about that coughing. I mean, my big, my multi-needle. I wouldn't try this kind of zipper on my cheaper machines, my lower ones, but cute. And oh, I don't remember if this is my punk vinyl, so don't ask me where this was at, because my friend Lori sent me some really great pink, and I think this might be it. Anyway, so this version is for the key fob. So if you guys need a quick refresher. Oh, I somehow cut that. I cut into it too deep. I thought I fixed it when I sewed it, but oh well. Gonna put the teeth, I lean this in and then roll it back to get the teeth into the vinyl. And you want the teeth to grab hold of the vinyl. And you want to be full on both ends. And this is the 1 1/4 inch tab, so it's sticking out a little bit on this one, but that's okay. And then all you do, I have it all ready. All you do is put it in here and press it down. I didn't even have to put much effort. I love this thing. Oh my gosh. I left the pliers upstairs again. It's so much easier than the other way. And I do have one more demonstration for the snaps. I forgot. This is version 2. This one is padded inside, and it's a really cute, easy way of assembly. You wouldn't believe it. I had to monkey with it a little bit to be able to put the hanger on here. I'm actually working on this pattern in all sizes as already. I think I gave you guys a sneak peek of that the other day, so I'm still working on all the other sizes and to test it. Oh, thank you, Grayson. So this, I need to put a snap in there. So let's go ahead and put our snap tab or snap dies back in. Should have done that first. Forgot. And the reason I wanted to show you guys this is knowing what we know now, which snaps should we use? We have 2 layers of material in here and a layer of fusible fleece. 2 layers in here and a layer of fusible fleece. That regular snap tab is just not going to work, the regular length, so we're going to use the long. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just kind of fold this and make a little mark to where I want my snap. I didn't mark the, I'm actually going to just put the awl through it. I would use a pin normally. P-I-N. Okay, so mark where you want your hole. Alright. And then I'm going to use my hole punch. The flat press Pamela, the dies do not come with it. I went ahead and bought another quick change or no change die for $20 because I did not want to have to take it out of my other one all the time. So I'm still going to go ahead and make a hole in there. And now I'm going to get my long snap and I'm going to go ahead and put it inside. And I would actually probably also put some fray check on this, but I'm not going to do this for the sake of time. Now fold this forward and then use it. And I didn't pick the best material. Put a hole in there to mark your place where you need to put your hole down here. And mine's right on the little thing, so I'm just going to keep a close eye on it when I put the hole press in there because I'm going to lose it. You'll use some piece of chalk or something to mark it. Okay, so got the hole in there for that. So I only put the snap on the top to mark the hole. Now reach inside here and It's actually really hard to see because it's the material. So this is why I wanted to show you on this. So with the little pouches like this, you can pull it up and get it underneath here, and it's got a lot of, oops, might have to put a socket on there. It's got a lot of clearance. So you don't have to pull out those pliers to try and get in that pocket. All you have to do is bend it back, and it's still got a lot of clearance to get in there. And I push this down pretty far. Press. So I really like that aspect of this, that it has that clearance, so you don't have to, you know, normally you would have to try and get your other pliers in there, but with this you don't have to. Alright, hopefully this is going to work, because this is a test of this. My first test, I used the fusible fleece throughout the whole bag, the whole pouch, and it made it really, really thick. So this test, I only put it in half the bag, and you guys will have to wait until you see the pattern to understand that. But as a result, my right here is really thick. So I'm going to go ahead and get here, and I'm actually probably going to rotate this one just for safe measure. Make sure I get good coverage. And I'm looking, and it looks pretty good to me. This one looks like it could be smashed a little better. Let me try that again. It's probably fine, but just to make sure. Okay. So there we go. So definitely needed the long on this one. The shorts, there's no way that would have been enough. So this is 3 versions now that I'll have available for iPhone. It'll be available for the large iPhone, and then I'll make a shorter version for the regular one too. And so this was the fusible fleece cotton version. This was the unlined marine vinyl raw edge inside, and this is the last one with just a regular hanging loop to put your split ring on. Let me take this split ring off. So that's your sneak peek that I promised you guys. Does anybody have any questions for me before we finish up for the night? I'm going to go ahead and save this video so that other people can watch it later. And I probably will upload it to YouTube as well, because this is such a common issue with people. And I have little cheat sheets that I make that I share in different groups. So this one's just a split ring version, but this one is lined. So I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I had 3 different people message me and ask me to make these just yesterday. I was like, wow, okay, I can do that. So it wasn't too much fun. And so if you don't have pockets and you have a belt loop and you need to carry your thing, it can also use it as a lanyard. It's kind of big, but this one's a little bit narrow. This was my first test, so the phone fits in it real snugly. So this one I made a little bit wider, and this one a little bit wider. So this one's probably a little too wide, but that's okay. So these are my first rough draft. Okay, guys. I hope you all have a good evening. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment below, and I will try and get to them. I'm probably going to be headed to bed soon here because it's been a long day. And hope you all have a good night too. Oh, Pamela, these zippers, I'll have to try and find out. I love them, but they're the chunky teeth. So, but I wanted to use them for the demos because if you're going to have this hanging on you, you need a easy ring. And I just love these zippers. I'll post a link. I got them on Amazon, but you can find them on Etsy too. And I was so excited that my 6 needle stitched over them without any problem. So I was like, oh, I'm afraid to do that, but they're so, I love them. Just love them. I use them for snack bags. I make the snack bags. All right, Grayson, would you like to say goodnight to everybody since you won't leave us alone? He's chewing something. He wants to say goodnight to the 8 people we have left. Would you like to say goodnight?
Good night, people. I hope you enjoyed. And, we might not do another live video until 1,000,000 years. And my mom will be dead then.
We'll all be dead by then. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. No, don't touch. Don't touch. I have to touch it in a certain way to save.